Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with TFA3, Tactical Fundraising Action, raising money for Raichu's travel to Orlando for AGDQ. And next up, we've got some Mesal Gear Solid with SRGTsilent and with Raichu on the mic again. So here you go, guys. Take it away.
Woo, Mesal Gear. Okay. So this is Mesal Gear for PlayStation 2. It's part of Ape Escape 3.
Are you sure it's not part of Snake Escape?
Yeah. So time's gonna start once I hit from the beginning. So I guess I'll do the countdown and then we'll just go from there. Is that how this is gonna work?
Yep.
All right, cool. I don't have anything to get ready before we start. So the main point of this run is I'm gonna have to collect all prisoners and all dog tags. You'll see me collecting them throughout the run. So the goal is to finish with 30 and 20 respectively as quick as possible. So with that, let's get started. That's not my hotkey for recording. Haha.
This is going great.
3, 2, 1, from the beginning.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Good luck, Sergeant Man.
So
GLHF.
immediately I'm stuck standing still in place because this game has a bunch of cycles and stuff it has to load. And we need to wait for all of those before we can start moving on the first time we enter a room. You also notice that I'm diving. That's the fastest form of movement in this game. So the goal is whenever possible, I need to dive. And I also need to stop these monkeys from triggering an alert whenever possible.
Because I think if you get an alert, it can stop you being allowed to leave the area.
A majority of rooms, they have, if there is an alert going on, you're actually not allowed to leave that room. It's not every room, but if it happens, it will be exceedingly notable.
And pretty slow as well, of course.
Yeah. So this is a new strat that was developed recently. You can actually skip shooting that button and lowering that bridge down. And that allows you to save a little bit of time. But the problem is in this category, because I skipped shooting that, I now have to do a trick to go back, which you'll see when I re-enter this room. Because by now you've noticed I'm leaving some monkey tags behind. And the reason for that is because in this category, I don't have a necessary item that I need in order to free prisoners in these earlier rooms. So I will have to come back and revisit them. So right now,
I was gonna say, like, avoiding shooting your gun is probably very, very nice because for some reason, aim is inverted for whatever reason.
But only the up-down is inverted. Left-right is actually still the same.
So that's pretty gross. I mean, nobody likes inverted aim. So to deal with that kind of stuff is just, it's horrible. So I mean, being able to cut out being able to cut out a set of aiming is probably just as well. You know?
Yeah.
So these guys are not very smart.
Yeah, they're relatively blind. You have to actively be in their sight. So this is the first boss. We're standing on a grenade spawner, a pineapple grenade spawner, because monkeys love pineapples, so that we can destroy that mech as quickly as possible and then get out of this room. Every time you enter a room, I have to press start to successfully skip a bunch of cutscenes. And then this cycle is actually really tight. Let's see if I can make it. Nice! We made the laser cycle.
GG.
These lasers have atrocious hitboxes, let me tell you. So making that cycle is quite challenging and extremely rewarding because otherwise I would have triggered an alert and lost about 30 seconds. So every time you successfully hit a monkey after he starts that alert, it actually stuns and resets the alert timer. So the goal is to get up to him as quick as possible and make sure that he can't call that alert in. We're doing a small sequence break here to land on a button earlier than intended and shoot another button. And then we're gonna escape this room, maybe even after getting spotted, because we be like that. We sneaky.
Don't even care. You just get caught. Who cares? I'll do it.
So this boss is kind of RNG. What he'll do is completely random. We're hoping for these missiles, but then we have to actually shoot them and not get shot ourselves, as I am doing here. Oh, okay, good. We actually must have hit him with something because he died relatively quick there. So he has about 4 different moves he can do depending on proximity, and depending on what you get determines how easy or difficult it is to hit him. And now we've done every boss, or we've done everything up to collecting that watermelon bomb. We're gonna collect that and actually turn right back around, because that level we just entered is completely pointless. Once we get there, we're gonna finish out the game. But these watermelon bombs are necessary to successfully free the prisoners, as you'll see right about now. So there's some tech with watermelon bombs. You can place them against walls and dive in fine. You can also place them in front of a wall because they have a really large hitbox radius. And then if you dive, you'll actually dive through the broken wall instead. So the goal is going to be, where possible, to place it in front of the wall so that I can actually go a little faster and dive through. You'll also notice me continually picking them up on the beds. These are all specifically routed in, because if I don't pick up these watermelon bombs, you'll notice, what's going to happen is I'll run out at a later point, and I won't be soft locked because I can always go get more. But finding watermelon bombs on the fly in these earlier levels is going to require that I enter a prisoner room, because they don't first appear until that Southern Resort level that I entered earlier. So this is another trick called railing dives. Anytime there's a slope, you can actually dive over a railing. It's useful in a few places here. I'm looking for a monkey and I don't see him. He must be over here. Yep. And right there, you noticed I dived through a explosive. As long as you are diving, pressing against a wall, or some other form of animation, you actually won't get damaged by explosives, which if you look in the top left, you'll see my health. A explosive does an entire cookie in damage, which is extremely detrimental to me. I don't want to take those cookies in damage except at unique spots where a death abuse would actually be faster, which is few and far between because the death screen is quite long. Oops, game over. Earlier when I was diving into that railing, I was actually going for a new strat that was found, and that new strat, what it does is it lets you climb over a railing in order to save a couple seconds. And the problem with that is that it's not well understood yet. We don't quite know how to do it, so it's worth going for once because it saves like 15 seconds, but if we miss it, it loses maybe 1 second.
So I see you have an alert here and you're being like chased around. Is this detrimental to you, or is it just kind of whatever?
So the alert, in most rooms, it's detrimental because right now I've just ran into this wall. So now I'm stuck at a wall, and this loses about 20 to 30 seconds depending on what's going on. So you're watching me literally sit here for 20 seconds real time waiting for this gate. Thankfully, the monkeys are pretty easy to manipulate. As long as you're crouched, not only will they not see you, but they seem to lose all sense of where you're even located in the map, and they'll just stop coming after you unless they're directly next to you.
So is this the time loss, the 4-second time loss you were talking to me about yesterday, or is that something different?
4-second time loss? No.
You said something like every time you lose 4 seconds to a gate or something.
Oh, Oh, yeah. That's what I was talking about. So, to anyone at home who wants to play in this, I'm donating $5 towards this cause every time I get stuck at a gate and make you all watch that for more than about 4 seconds. So
Send
that's
me a fiver.
$5 to Raichu right there if you want to play with me.
I'm just keeping track of this then.
Sorry, I thought it was a fiver for every 4 seconds you lost. And
No. So you'll notice this game over screen pays homage to MGS1. This game is Metal Gear Solid 1.2.5. It has a little bit of everything for a little bit of everyone. I'm playing. When we get to Snake, you'll see even more what I mean by that. But the goal right now is to, as I said earlier, I did bridge skip. So now I have to skip back across. There we go. We got bridge skip. Oh no, a second alert on the camera. That's unfortunate.
So, if you don't get that return to bridge first time, how much do you actually save? Or have you just lost time at that point?
If you don't get it first try, you actually have 2 more attempts at it because the game over and stuff is so long. Or you have 1 more attempt before you start losing time. But if you don't get it first try on the second attempt, you start losing time.
Okay. So it's pretty risky of a strat to do, I guess.
Yeah, it is, but it's significantly faster than shooting the bridge.
No, yeah,
in every category. This one is probably the one where it's the least worth going for, but I mean, what have I got to lose? I want to show everything off.
Well, exactly. I mean, look, I did mushroom strats like an idiot, so you know.
So you'll notice that I ran really far away. That's because I would have normally sat in front of the gate and hidden there, but the black monkeys, when they're shooting, when they see you, actually cause a lot of lag. And you'll notice the lag later in another level. But I want to make sure that lag is as small as possible, or as minimal as possible.
So you said this was like MGS 1.2. Basically, so this is the snake versus monkey version of Twin Snakes.
Oh, that's not good. Actually, no, that's fine. Yeah, we could go with that.
I'm sure there's a couple of people who won't be happy with me likening this to Twin Snakes.
Yeah, it's the HDified version. So in this room, we actually don't care that we got the alert, even though there's a gate that will prevent us from moving forward, because we are purposely going for a death abuse here that will reset the beginning of this room so that we can just leave. Despite the fact this game over screen typically loses 10 seconds, it actually saves about 15 instead of trying to make your way back and avoid an alert.
And you might get someone. Tyler is a bit upset with me, I think.
So now we got to do bridge skip 1 more time. Try to make that cycle. Nice. We beat the white peepo. Oh, by the way, these things are technically called peepos, but that's semantics. You can call them monkeys. You can call them apes. It's all the same.
Wait, they're Pepes?
Nope. No. You might not want to say that one. Not right now.
They're monkeys?
Yes, they're monkeys. So this is the only room with 2 prisoners in it, and now we're gonna do a railing dive. There is strats in this game to dive over some railings, but it requires a very precise jump in order to successfully get over said railings. That is not well understood yet. We're gonna go for this quick strat again and see if we can get it. It's easier on the second time through, thankfully, but it's still possible to mess up.
I love how I mentioned that they're monkeys, and then
Yeah.
the chat just gets spammed with monkeys.
Everyone exploded with the monkeys.
I love it.
You'll also notice, I didn't call it out, but there's a cardboard box in this game. It doesn't count towards anything, but our rules define the category as needing to pick it up. So I picked it up. It's exceedingly, I use that word twice today. It's my new favorite word. It's quite useless. It actually slows you down to put it on and use it, but I might show you guys anyway because it's quite entertaining.
What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna find a strat that uses the box.
Do
So
it.
Everyone has to use it.
Please do. Me and another prolific Ape Escape runner named B-Man have been routing this game since I came back to it and investigating, and we've discovered quite a few new route things, like that death abuse and a few other things.
And that's the kind of little things that, you know, life into a category can bring you. I mean, it's you kind of
Yeah.
step away for a bit and you come back with all these fresh ideas, you know.
When
Which
I
is good.
first submitted this, I had a PB of 23, and now my PB has been dropped down to 20 minutes, which is about 17 minutes real or IGT. So that shows you just how much time sitting down and playing a game can save overall. Just learning new routes, more efficient ways to do things. And we've lost a minute, so I could still be on 21 real-time pace for all we know. This alert was actually intentional. There is a gate in this level, but we have to do a lot of work here before we even get to that gate. And this alert brings all of these peepos together so that we can knock all of the dog tags out right at the start and grab all of them instead of having to scour the whole level for them. There are these machines in these buildings here, which normally the intended strat is to go in and destroy them, but instead there's actually unique spots against the walls where we can place a bomb and it will hit through the wall and break it still.
Incredible.
So, yeah. So we've done 2 out of 4. Now we're taking a detour that, believe it or not, it's actually not a 10-second long detour. So you might say, well, why don't you death abuse here and reset back to the beginning of the level? So the things about death abuse is you do keep all of your POWs and prisoners, but like I said, you lose so much time on the death abuse and your ammo resets. So if you're not paying attention to your ammo, you'll actually be quite behind here with a death abuse. So that's
And
going to be...
I think you might have roped Copper into planning to maybe run this game.
Please do. We could use some more runners.
I don't think he's ever seen it before, so he's pretty excited.
So that was the fourth machine. And this one, for anyone doing the $5, this one doesn't count because I had to wait on the laser cycle anyway. So I couldn't have gone through that even if I had wanted to. Just so everyone's aware. Sorry, Raichu.
No, it's alright. No, it's fine.
So this is the elephant boss. This mech is a theme in Ape Escape 3 itself. But we're going to do it just like we did the other boss. Find a spot to camp and shot grenades at it until it explodes.
Sounds like a good boss.
Yep. If you mess up your cycle or not your cycle, your throwing, and you let the elephant move towards you, it will start waving its trunk around. Oh, they landed on each other. That's really good. It starts waving its trunk around and walking towards you. And when it does that, it will start sucking you in. And that pulls you off the watermelon grenades, or that pulls you off the pineapple grenades. And when it does that, you actually lose time because you have to go back and find him again. And you hopefully don't get stuck to his trunk where he proceeds to throw you around and slam you. Also, this is the lag I was talking about. This is natural PS2 Mesal Gear lag. This game is available on the PlayStation 3. If you have a Japanese account, you can get the digital version of Ape Escape 3 and unlock this game. It's a mini game within the series. And the lag, while still there, has been improved a large bit. We don't believe IGT accommodates for the lag. So just a heads up, if you want to get extremely good times, that's the plan. But yeah, it's not a big deal. I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. You have anything, Raichu?
No.
Okay.
Other than, you know.
All right. Well,
Let's try and make Sergeant lose another couple of seconds on the gates.
Well, you're unfortunately not in luck there. There are no more gates in this level. I have successfully passed all of the gates.
Sorry. So in that case, you're only like $50.
$50. I don't think that was the number I agreed to, but I mean,
Pretty sure that. I'm pretty sure that's what you said. I mean, the chat can back me up on this, but I'm pretty sure that's what you said. Pretty sure.
So, as I said, there's no more gates. The weapons, or the alerts don't really matter anymore, but we still have to pay very careful attention to how many watermelon bombs and pineapples we have, because the final boss requires a minimum of 2 watermelon bombs and 33 pineapple grenades if you want to beat it reasonably. Otherwise, huh?
No, I was gonna say I did ask Inquire the other day if you could like avoid a set of pickups,
Yeah.
which you can, I believe, but it's either I can't
Yes.
remember. It's not worth it or it's slower. Which one it is?
It's both. It's not worth it and it's slower. It becomes very, very risky if you go in trying with only 18 pineapple grenades. I heard 0? Oh man. So this is People Lot and this is Snake. Hopefully you enjoy them. So we collect our first round of pineapple grenades, and then we actually leave this room because it will respawn the rations or cookies in this game, and it will also respawn all of these watermelon or all these pineapple grenades that we really, really want. Also, you can hit Snake and listen to him groan. You'll notice, if not now, in a later cutscene, that's not David Hayter voicing Snake. And I will let you guys guess who voiced Snake in this game.
Everyone guess. I'll judge your answers and tell you if you're right or not.
There's also Colonel Campbell in this game, but we won't be seeing him because he's in the intro cutscene, which is just a codec, and it's about 4 minutes long.
I'll tell you this much. He's in MGS1. That's all I'll say. Because otherwise we could be here for days.
I don't actually know his name, to your credit, so you'll have to truly check that.
Chris Hansen. No, it's not Chris Hansen.
Every time Mesal Gear backs up, I'm placing a watermelon bomb. Ooh, that was a good one. So you'll notice he has a bunch of attacks that he can do. They're all random. If he can hit himself with explosives. And this is the final boss. We're gonna try to get him trapped into a PPK. Dang, he killed us. PPK chain. So this boss, if you don't successfully corner trap him, he spin kicks every 3rd hit. And that spin kick, not only does it instantly break your combo, time's coming up, as soon as you see Ocelot hit the ground. Oops. I'll finish that thought after that. And time. So, when he does that spin kick, if you don't have him corner trapped, he'll break free. And I want everyone to enjoy this cutscene. And then we'll do an interview or whatever, if we want to.
Of all the cutscenes playing, I'll break everyone's. None of you got the answer right. Snake is voiced by. I'm not gonna tell you. No, just listen to him talk and you'll get it. See if you get it, because now he gets to talk a lot more. So.
You can call me that from now on. And you.
Damn it, Roy got it. It's voiced by Don Taylor.
Interesting. A pair of snakes.
Which
How did
you
he
all
know?
may know.
Snake.
As...
I think we're going to get along just fine.
I'll let Raichu tell you.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
I'm off to
Nobody?
Colonel Campbell's place to report on the mission.
Snake! Maybe that'll help. That probably won't help. That's a really bad impression. Ours will be a glorious battle.
Is that right? Well, I guess that's the way it goes.
And
We'll probably meet again.
MGS2 main theme for the MGS3 Snake with an MGS2 head model.
If nobody gets this, I'm definitely gonna go to their house and we're gonna ear pull. We're gonna pull each other's ears. Hint, 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 hint. Hey, Edge got it.
The end. All right, so with that, 30, 20, that is a successful 100% run. In order to validate a run, show that I've unlocked the monster cap, show that I've collected monkey tags. Secret password is 2 snakes. Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. And thank you. That's the game. That's the run.
GG, Sarge.
GG.
Thank you. You want me to? Am I still live or?
You are still live. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So next up we have, and hopefully I don't screw this up, Boken Jidai Katsugeki Goemon, run by Mini Omega King.
Sounds
Ah.
right.
In less confusing terms, it's the Goemon game for the PS2. So
What?
we're gonna go ahead and get him set up. And,
Bro, he said that. Like, Python man, you said that like it was your birthright, bro.
And we're gonna get him set up. So thank you, Sarge, and thank you,
no
Raichu.
problem. All right, I'll hop on off here then. You guys take care.
All right.